Welcome to Sports Key to Football. Today, we look at football's most shocking transfers that changed the entire concept of loyalty in the sport. Carlos Tevez, Manchester United to Manchester City. Carlos Tevez's transfer from Manchester United to Manchester City turned heads and shocked the whole city of Manchester. The red side of Manchester had always been the dominant side and was the side one would traditionally want to be a part of. But the injection of new money from the Middle East began a new era of allegiances. Tevez's decision to join their arch rivals was a sign of changing dynamics in football. He was instantly embraced by City fans and soon became a pivotal figure in the club's success in the domestic circuit as they won the FA Cup and made numerous top table finishes, which was new for the citizens at the time. His departure from Manchester United wasn't without turn or strife, however. He dominated newspapers with the news of clashes with management and infamous refusals to go onto the pitch, and then signing for the City rivals just to prove a point. Eric Cantona, Leeds United to Manchester United. Eric Cantona joined Manchester United from Leeds in November of 1992 for a reported fee of around £1.2 million. The decision was met with disbelief by Leeds fans, as Cantona had been a fan favourite previously during his time at Ellen Road. Cantona's arrival at Manchester United proved to be a turning point for the club, with his skill, flair and charisma injecting a new sense of belief and confidence into the team, laying the foundations for a period of unprecedented success. With Cantona leading the line, United went on to dominate English football in the early 1990s. His impact on the club and its success during the early years of the Premier League era cannot be overstated, and he remains one of the most iconic figures in Manchester United's history. Cristiano Ronaldo, Real Madrid to Juventus. Cristiano Ronaldo was Real Madrid's darling. He wrote his name in the club's footballing history as the top scorer with 450 goals. After winning 4 Champions League titles with Madrid, he had planned that he would end his illustrious career at the Bernabeu. But the reality was very far from what he had seen, as just a year after, he was signing for Juventus. Ronaldo's departure from the iconic white shirt of Real Madrid after 9 prolific years and multiple trophies almost seemed impossible. Yet the Portuguese superstar made the decision to go to Juventus, a move that initially raised eyebrows due to the Serie A's perceived decline compared to its illustrious past. There had been rumours about the reasons he left Madrid, like the tax fraud case, disagreements between Ronaldo and Fiorentina about a salary raise. However, in an interview, he said that he left because the club president didn't see him the same way as he did previously, and he felt dispensable by the club. Ronaldo continued to showcase his goal-scoring prowess in Turin, as he would go on to win a further 2 league titles and numerous domestic trophies at Juventus. After a brief successful spell with the Italian club, he made a move back to Manchester United, which inevitably fell apart. Neymar, Barcelona to PSG. Continuing the trend of switching clubs when you are the hottest property in football comes the stunning transfer of Neymar from Barcelona to PSG in 2017, setting a new world record at €222 million. And the whole world stood in shock, as it had never seen such an exorbitant amount being spent on a single player alone. But PSG, with their new Qatari wealth, were ready to splash the cash and bring in the best players to their club. Despite expectations for Neymar to be rid of Messi's shadow and ascend to new heights in Paris, his tenure was marred by injuries, legal disputes, and off-field controversies complicating his relationship with the Paris fans. Although he continued to dazzle with his twinkling feet, the club could never achieve what it ultimately set out to do, that is, to be a powerhouse in European competitions. Fernando Torres, Liverpool to Chelsea. In Liverpool, he was the hottest prospect in the footballing world, as he scored goals for fun and was considered the most lethal striker around that time. He was considered an iconic figure by the Liverpool fans and was well on his way to becoming a legend of the club, but all dreams were inevitably shattered when he made the switch to Chelsea in a British record-breaking deal. The transfer, which blew Liverpool's transfer record, left fans on Merseyside reeling as they tried coping up with the departure of their beloved El Nino. The struggles he had to replicate his prolific form at Chelsea only served to compound the anguish felt by Liverpool faithful, as they jeered him at every opportunity available and cheered every open chance he would miss in front of the goal in the Chelsea blue shirt. Although he could never find his best shooting boots at Chelsea, he still managed to win several trophies and the illustrious Champions League. Sol Campbell, Tottenham Hotspur to Arsenal. In 2001, Sol Campbell became a part of this audacious deal which saw him switch from Tottenham Hotspur to Arsenal. Campbell, a pillar in the Tottenham defence and a fan favourite at the time, stunned the Spurs fans by doing the unthinkable and joining Arsenal, Tottenham's bitter rivals. The transfer, unprecedented in its magnitude, incited a fierce backlash from the Tottenham faithful who felt betrayed by Campbell's decision to join their arch nemesis. Campbell's subsequent success at Arsenal included winning 2 Premier League titles, only served to fuel the bitterness felt by Tottenham fans. He would end up not regretting his decision to join the bitter rivals, as he played a very important role in Arsenal's era of trophies in the early 2000s. Ashley Cole, Arsenal to Chelsea. The summer of 2006 witnessed one of English football's most contentious transfers, as Ashley Cole made the switch from Arsenal to Chelsea. He was an integral member of the Invincible team and also went on to win 2 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cups and 2 FA Community Shields in his Arsenal days. However, his departure left a very bitter taste among Arsenal fans. His transfer story began when he met with Chelsea representatives without informing Arsenal in January of 2005. Amidst the drama, Cole did sign a 1-year extension with Arsenal, but the episode had put a dent in his relationship with the club, leaving him no choice but to leave his boyhood club for the city rivals Chelsea. The betrayal felt by Arsenal fans was palpable, and he was inevitably dubbed with the phrase Cashley. For Cashley Cole though, the transfer to Chelsea was a successful one in terms of trophies. He went on to win another Premier League title, 2 European trophies and 5 domestic cups, so he never really had to regret his decision, but these trophies came with a heavy cost of fans from his boyhood clubs barraging him with hate. Luis Figo, Barcelona to Real Madrid. This one is perhaps the world's most infamous transfer of all time, because Luis Figo once did the unthinkable, joining Real Madrid directly from Barcelona. To understand the controversy better, you should understand that the rivalry between these two clubs isn't merely limited to football alone. While Madrid is the capital of Spain, Barcelona is the capital of Catalonia, which is an autonomous community within Spain. It is not just a rivalry between clubs per se, but an ugly divide between the two cities. So when Luis Figo completed his controversial transfer from Barcelona to Real Madrid, he was considered a traitor to the entire Catalonia community. To make things even worse, Figo was revered by Barcelona faithful as one of the club's greatest icons, so much so that when a rumor had begun about his potential move to Madrid, he personally called a reporter to his home to tell Barcelona fans that he will never play for Madrid, only for fans to be absolutely betrayed as the promise turned into their worst nightmare when Luis Figo was presented in front of the Madrid fans just 9 days later. When the drama settled and time came for Figo to visit Barcelona for an away game in Madrid's white shirt, Barcelona fans began serenading him with insults and creating absolute mayhem to show their feelings about his disloyalty to the club. But despite all the controversy, he did go on to have a very successful career, as he was part of Florentino Perez's first Galactico revolution at Real Madrid and went on to win 2 La Liga titles, a Champions League trophy, and a couple of domestic cups too. But the transfer controversy will always shadow his legacy in football. There is one thing we can learn from here, in that for footballers, it is often a complex dynamic when it comes to being a loyal servant of the club. All the complexities and controversies that we have discussed tell us that within the intricacies of professionalism in football, loyalty often takes a backseat to ambition and finance. If you think we've missed some names, do let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to also hit that like button and subscribe to Sportskeeda for more football content from around the world.